It's finished Newcastle 2, Fiorentina 0 in the first of our two matches on the Cellar Cup weekend. We've got Villarreal tomorrow. So how did the day unfold and why was Helen crying at the match? It's coming up. Welcome back, it's Eddie here from Tyneside Life. Now we're getting to the business end of the pre-season build-up. Newcastle United, of course, are playing Fiorentina at 3:30 kick-off. Fiorentina from Serie A in Italy. I think they finished 8th in their particular league, so there is going to be tough opposition. And of course, Fiorentina were beaten by West Ham in the Europa Conference League final a few weeks ago. So it's about 2 o'clock, an hour and a half before kick-off. This is what the build-up looks like at the moment. I have to say it's quite quiet and muted. I think you'd have to expect that with a different sort of crowd and the type of match environment that we've got this weekend. And the weather has been crap. It's been chucking it down all day. It's not at the moment. They've even had to cancel the Loose Fest on the Town Moor last minute, which was due to be held all this weekend. So lots of disappointing people. And I have to be honest, you know, this is the Cellar event presented by Visit Malta. With Cellar being an events company, I thought there would be some sort of events going on, a bit like the Magic Rugby weekend that they have once a year. Nothing. So I have to be honest, that does surprise me a little bit. Nonetheless, this is about the football. This is about Newcastle United. This is about Eddie Howe. Really, I think, going to start to tighten up on what we think the starting 11 might be. I'm hoping it'll be that way anyway, so I'm really looking forward to seeing who he selects for this particular match. Of course, we're playing Villarreal tomorrow, the Spanish side. So yeah, let's have a wander around because there are some changes to how Newcastle United are doing match days with the digital ticketing system. Let's see what the crack is. So I've just popped in to find out the exact crack what's going on with these digital assistance tents. And they've actually got a Wi-Fi boost inside the tent. You can scan the QR code, type in the password, and you get access to a boosted Wi-Fi because the network system around St James's and inside is awful. You kind of get hooked up for love and money. So that's a great thing. And the staff in there, obviously, to help those who are struggling downloading their tickets. Yeah, that's what that's all about. So we've just been in the Strawberry for a pint there. So I have to give a big shout out to Peter Dillon's in Manhattan, because it's very similar to the Strawberry actually, that similar sort of feel and decor, so a big shout out. So we're about a half an hour, 25 minutes before kick-off. I haven't seen the team sheet yet, the signal is rubbish, and I've been informed that all the card machines in the stadium aren't working, and so it's causing chaos. That massive queue behind me there is just for the cash point. Everybody's obviously desperately trying to get cash out. Of course, the big news this weekend is the signing of Valentino Tino Livramento from Southampton. No, he's not Brazilian, he's not Italian, he's from Croydon, but he's got a Portuguese dad and a Scottish mum. The England under-21 international, he's been playing for the England youth setup for quite a few years now. Dan Ashworth will clearly know a lot about him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been behind Harry, pushing him through for Newcastle to sign him. We've obviously made 2 or 3 bids for him. We obviously see Tino as our right back for the future. Of course, Trippier being 32, but also as a... All right, cheers, thank you. As the backup for Trippier, as and when he gets suspended or injured. I think he can play on the other side as well, so clearly very, very talented, very quick, a good dribbler, likes to cut inside. I think he'll work well with Miggy as and when he gets his opportunity, so a massive signing. Clearly Newcastle United didn't want to spend, I think it was 32 million plus add-ons. But there you go, you're going to have to pay over and above, aren't we, to get these sort of players in, as long as the book's balanced by the end of the relevant period, which I'm sure there will be. Top class signing it looks like, so let's see what some of the fans think.
Really, really happy to be here. My name's Andy, this is IB. We've come up from Derbyshire for the day. It's the first time I've been here for 20 years, 21 years. PSV in one of the European Cups was the last time I was here. Really excited. It's the one chance we might get all season to come up and see the guys in the Cellar Cup. Livramento's a big signing, 40 million's a lot of money for a right back who's going to be second choice, but he can play both sides. Big injury, but massive talent. Really excited to see all the boys play a decent game today. So come on boys, how are the lads?
I'm hoping Tino is a good signing for Newcastle. I hope he's as good as as good as that boy. I hope he's as good as Trippier. So let's hope. Keep the fingers crossed. I think he's a good signing for the two.
Honestly, I think he's going to be a great signing, but for 40 million, I don't quite know, because never really seen him play. He's also a young boy, but 40 million, we're paying that for Joe Linton a couple of years ago, and he's always turned out to what he is. But hopefully he's good. Hopefully he can fill in some spots in case Trippier gets injured, but you know, we don't know.
If you'd like to see more videos like this and be notified the moment I release the next one, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Well, that was relatively straightforward to get in. I don't know why a lot of people had a bit of a faff on getting in. Tapped it and in I went. So here I am, I'm in the East stand for this match against Fiorentina and tomorrow against Villarreal, more or less in the same area. So I'm not sat with the normal riff-raff in the northwest corner. So we're a cracking view directly opposite the tunnel. Team sheets are out. And I'll discuss that a little bit further when I get in my seat. Half time, it's Newcastle United 1, Fiorentina 0. I think we've just about edged it, some really good performances. Half time there, we've just had the Newcastle United Down syndrome team have won a particular cup. Come did a kind of a half a lap before, now they were loving it. Helen in bits again, blurring her eyes out, big softy. But yeah, so we've had back to 4-3-3, 2 or 3 swaps in the team there. Dubravka in goal, Trippier on the right, Alex Murphy coming in the place of Shaw, centre back. Alex Murphy of course came in for Shaw against Chelsea and Atlanta, having a solid performance. Botman and Target on the left, and we have Elliott, Lewis Miley in the middle again, earning another place there in the middle in the starting 11, and Tonali on the right with Gordon up on the left, Miggy up on the right, and Alexander Isak through the centre. So yeah, tidy performance. Fiorentina have had a couple of cheeky half chances as well, but of note for me particularly Elliot Anderson. He's had a cracking game, and I think it was Elliot Anderson as well who broke forward for Miggy. I might be wrong, I might be thinking of another chance, but yeah, I think we've had the better of the chances, the better of the play. We've been harassing Fiorentina from the get-go, and we'll have to see what happens in the second half, see if Eddie makes some changes. Half time, it's Newcastle United 1, Fiorentina 0. I think we've just about edged it, some really good performances. Half time there, we've just had the Newcastle United Down syndrome team have won a particular cup. Come did a kind of a half a lap before, now they were loving it. Helen in bits again, blurring her eyes out, big softy. But yeah, so we've had back to 4-3-3, 2 or 3 swaps in the team there. Dubravka in goal, Trippier on the right, Alex Murphy coming in the place of Shaw, centre back. Alex Murphy of course came in for Shaw against Chelsea and Atlanta, having a solid performance. Botman and Target on the left, and we have Elliott, Lewis Miley in the middle again, earning another place there in the middle in the starting 11, and Tonali on the right with Gordon up on the left, Miggy up on the right, and Alexander Isak through the centre. So yeah, tidy performance. Fiorentina have had a couple of cheeky half chances as well, but of note for me particularly Elliot Anderson. He's had a cracking game, and I think it was Elliot Anderson as well who broke forward for Miggy. I might be wrong, I might be thinking of another chance, but yeah, I think we've had the better of the chances, the better of the play. We've been harassing Fiorentina from the get-go, and we'll have to see what happens in the second half, see if Eddie makes some changes. We're just waiting for the Fiorentina team to come on to commence the second half. If you're wondering who's setting the horn off in the East stand during the game for chance of Geordies, that's none other than Charlotte Potts' mum. Charlotte Potts, of course, plays as a centre half for Newcastle United women, who are playing at 6 o'clock against West Brom. Her mum from Wardley and Gated, 6 rows in front of me, she's the one setting off the horn. Finished 2-0 to Newcastle, the second goal in Isaac header from a Trippier corner, well deserved. My man of the match has to be Elliot Anderson. I thought he was outstanding. Bossed the midfield position he was in, a real good scrapper, the quality added on top of that. So a nice start to this Cellar Cup weekend. Of course, 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 1 point for every goal you score. Top performance.